my name is Robin Walsh, and this is my 2-minute weekly wellness series. I am a naturopathic doctor here at Vibrant Living in Waterloo. We've talked a lot about sugar in the last couple of weeks, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about trigger and buffer foods. So if you've read my holiday guide, you know at this time of year I'm big on trying to figure out what your trigger foods are and what some buffer foods are for you. Trigger foods, if you haven't read the guide, are those foods where you start eating them and you just can't stop. They're abundant at this time of year. So, they're at the office place. There's people bring in chocolates, they bring in candies. People do a lot of holiday baking. And, as much as we want to think that it's just for the guests, they kind of call to you from the freezer. So there's a lot of opportunities to be around these trigger foods. Buffer foods, on the other hand, are those foods that essentially are going to help curb the cravings and prevent you from eating a lot of those trigger foods. Buffer foods may not be absolutely amazing for you, so we do have to appreciate that this is kind of a moderation type of thing, but at the same time, they do sort of save you from eating a lot of those other high calorie, high sugar, high carbohydrate foods. So today, I'm going to present you with an option for a buffer food. So this time of year, cookies are prevalent. Most people, I should say, love gingerbread. So I'm going to send you a recipe for gingerbread protein cookies. So these cookies use almond flour. They have protein powder in them. So I used Vega, but if you're not sensitive to whey, you could also use a vanilla whey protein. If you have a beef protein, you can use a vanilla beef protein. They have molasses like every other sort of gingerbread cookie does, but molasses is actually really a great source of iron. And these cookies have about 6 grams of sugar per serving if you use the recipe as indicated, whereas most gingerbread cookies have somewhere between sort of 20 to 30. One I found had 33 grams, so a huge difference in terms of the amount of sugar that's in there. The other thing these cookies have is almond flour. So almond flour is a source of fat, and most flours or most cookies would use something like even a gluten-free flour or a wheat flour. So these flours are high in carbs. So if you are following more of a high-fat, low-carb plan, then these cookies would fall nicely sort of into your plan. These cookies are really super easy to make. So I baked with my kids, which I know if many of you probably do as well. And, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but we tend to, in baking with the kids, like just throw everything into the bowl and hope it just turns out. And they did, so that's great. So I love these recipes. So super easy to make, and they taste great. So they were really nice and chewy and soft. They weren't hard and dry like some of the baking can be. So that's really fantastic. So I hope you like them. If you liked this video, I would love and appreciate if you would share it. And if you haven't yet received our holiday guide, please let us know and we'd be happy to send it to you. Thank you so much for watching and have a great